pretty sure the majority of Britons now do not believe Islam is compatible with British values. There is a national conversation about what British values are.
Yeah.
And so, obviously we're an ancient country. England's certainly an ancient country. And we have ancient morals and a great heritage. And the question about whether Islam is compatible with that sort of needs to be answered, right? Otherwise, everything else is just surface level.
Yes and no. Islam is not one thing. There are different sects. There's Shia, Sunni, Ahmadi, Qadiani, Quran only. Like, there's so many, like Wahhabi, Salafi, Sufi. Like, when you say Islam, it's not one thing. And it's different things dependent on different people's interpretations. And there's a spectrum of people that believe different things. Some people only believe the Quran. Some people believe more the hadiths. And like I said, I'm not a scholar. And the problem I'm trying to solve is not whether Islam is from God or not. You guys can make up your own mind. I don't have an issue with Muslims, and I don't have an issue with peaceful versions and interpretations of the scripture. I have an issue with people who I feel are doing bad things and hiding behind the scripture. And I don't want to give these people the chance to hide behind the scripture. I hold them solely responsible. Most people know in the world what is right and wrong. Raping someone is wrong. Killing someone is wrong. Like, lying is wrong, So I'm not going to let these people hide behind.
Okay, sure. Fair enough. But the question then in your mission for unity is, how do we present or make an appeal for the higher British values over those of the Quran and of Islam? Because, frankly, if you ask most Christians, they would say they put Christianity before they put Britain. Yeah. But that's okay because, or rather, it's compatible because Britain is completely built off Christian values from its foundation, from King Alfred, which we've covered on this show to some length. And so how do we appeal to the Muslim community in Britain to these values which might contradict Quranic values?
It's quite complicated. I would say that it is possible to be a Muslim and have British values. And most Muslims don't know their scripture anyway. They don't know their scripture. So I think where a lot of people go and deep dive into the scripture and say, oh, but this verse says this and that verse says that, and therefore Muslims are doing this. We're not raised to know all the scriptures and in detail. So I think what people need to understand is most Muslims don't know their scripture. And when they do know their scripture, they know an interpretation of the scripture that their parents have told them. And there is different interpretations. And there's different upbringings, and then there are cultural differences. It's all very complicated, and that's why I don't care about any of that. All I care about is British values. And those are, you have to be tolerant, right? But that's what scares me with the blasphemy laws and these kind of things. We're not giving the right signals to people to integrate, to assimilate. Why would they? Where's the incentive to? Actually, we're pandering to the extremists. That's what they want. So I feel like we need to take ownership and we need to take lead. Of course, not everyone's going to convert to Christianity, and not all Christians are religious. And yes, of course, this country is based on Christian foundations. And very sadly, we have moved away from Christianity, right? I feel really sad when I see churches closed down. I feel very sad when people are not respecting Jesus. And it really does pain me. And I wish actually we did move towards Christianity. And I would say that would probably save the day. But that's not up to me, right? English people are not producing children. I can't jump in bed with them and get them to do their thing. So I feel like I'm being honest, right? So there's only some things I can do. So I feel Muslims and Pakistanis need to take responsibility. If you're a good apple, right, and you're claiming to have British values, well, fantastic. Can you please reinterpret for the extremists the scripture as you believe it is, i.e. the peaceful versions, and do more? And they don't want to. That's what really pisses me off. I'm like, you don't want to take any responsibility for anything, right? And you want to live in this country, and some of these people are shitting on the country as well and the culture, but you're still living here, like you're doing us a favor. The biggest line I hear is, but I was born here. Well, your parents weren't born here and they migrated here. So it doesn't matter whether you're born here, you can remigrate wherever the hell you want. The way I'm trying to approach this is in two ways, is to give the extremists and the apologists less of an excuse to shut down my voice. Crying Islamophobia, racism, discrimination, let's, counsel her. I'm trying to avoid that. And secondly, I'm trying to create an environment where the real peaceful moderate Muslims, not the ones who are pretending to be peaceful, the real peaceful moderate Muslims and progressive Pakistanis feel they can come to the table. I'm trying to create that environment. If I'm going to bash the religion and bash everything, they're not going to do that, right? No one with self-respect would come to the table at a table where their belief is being mocked or ridiculed. So it is very sensitive. It's very difficult to manage. And I do get criticism. You are not talking about Islam. And look, there are plenty of channels that are talking about religion and scripture. And this verse says that. And my channel is not Speaker's Corner. Mm-hmm. That is not the problem I'm trying to solve. I'm trying to create an environment where Muslims take a bit more responsibility. And if they don't, well, then it's all transparent then, isn't it?
Thanks for watching this clip from The Winston Marshall Show. You can click here to watch the full episode, and for more clips like this one, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, be well.